I didn't yell, didn't smash anything, didn't demand an explanation or shout accusations. I just stood there, frozen, staring at the screen, at the messages she never meant for me to see. He called her baby. She called him mine. And in that moment, I didn't need to read anything else. That was enough, more than enough. Enough to kill the version of me that still believed she was mine. The man who trusted her, who believed in forever, who thought love was unshakable. He died right there in front of that glowing screen. I didn't cause a scene. No dramatic exit. No tearful confrontation. Just silence. Picked up my keys. Grabbed my wallet. And walked out. Not because I didn't care. But because I respected her decision. Her choice. She'd chosen someone else. I just honored it the only way I knew how. By removing myself from the story she no longer wanted me in. People say time heals. They're wrong. Time doesn't heal. Teaches. Teaches you how to tuck the pain deeper. How to smile with cracked lips. How to carry sorrow without showing the weight. That's all. That first night, I slept on the couch of a guy from work. Someone I barely knew. I told him I needed a place for a few days. He didn't ask why. Maybe he saw it in my face, the hollowness in my voice. Or maybe he'd been there himself. That night I deleted her number. Not out of hate. I didn't hate her. But I couldn't trust myself. I knew if I heard her voice, just once, it might undo me. I wasn't strong enough to risk that. So I disappeared. I moved to a new town. Found a job flipping old houses. There was something strangely healing about it. Tearing down damaged walls. Rebuilding what had fallen apart. Made sense. It was quiet, focused work. Therapeutic, in a way I didn't expect. But the nights, those were the hardest. Not because I missed her laugh or her warmth. But because I missed who I thought she was. There's a difference. You don't always miss the person. Sometimes you miss the illusion, the version you built in your head, the one who never existed but felt real. And that might be the cruelest part. I didn't tell anyone. Not my parents. Not my closest friend. I carried the truth like a secret weight. Too personal, too raw, too heavy to share. I didn't hate her. But I hated what she did to the man I used to be. The one who believed in loyalty, in promises, in forever. And just when I finally stopped looking over my shoulder, she found me. It was a Saturday. I had just gotten off work. Sweaty, tired, covered in sawdust and dried paint. I was unlocking my front door when I heard the soft crunch of tires on gravel behind me. I didn't think much of it. Until I heard her voice. Daniel. Froze. Turned around slowly. And there she was. The woman who had once been my whole world. The woman who shattered me. She looked smaller somehow. Not in size. In presence. Like a house left empty too long. Windows cracked, light gone out. I didn't speak. I didn't move. I just stared. Let the silence do the talking. She stepped closer, holding a small photo. Us from 2 years ago. Smiling. Her-free. A moment that used to mean something. I ruined everything, she whispered. Her voice trembled like drywall ready to collapse. I don't expect forgiveness. I needed to see you. To say I'm sorry. I wanted to scream. To ask why. Why she threw us away. Why she destroyed something she once swore to protect. But I didn't. I stood there. Arms folded, heart armored, and let her speak. She told me he left. That he never planned to stay. That the thrill wore off and all she was left with was shame and regret. She said she thought she wanted more. But it took losing me to realize I was the more. Isn't that funny? People only see your worth after they've ruined you. She broke down crying on my front porch. Right there in broad daylight. I'm sure the neighbors were watching, but I didn't care. She begged to talk. To explain. To sit. To have coffee. To just be near me again. And for a moment I hesitated. Because I still remembered the way her voice sounded when she was happy. And there was a part of me, damaged and desperate, that still missed that sound. But then I remembered something more important. I didn't walk away because I stopped loving her. I walked away because she did. I looked her in the eyes and said, I spent a year rebuilding myself. And you expect to walk back in like nothing broke. She shook her head. I know something broke. I broke it. That hit harder than I expected because she was right. She did look broken. But not because she missed me. She missed the version of me that forgave easily. And that man. He was gone. I told her I hoped she found peace. That I wished healing for her. And that I truly hoped someday she'd learn how to love someone without hurting them first. She cried harder. But I didn't comfort her. That wasn't my job anymore. Eventually she turned and left. Quietly, just like I had a year ago. I walked back inside, closed the door, leaned against it and exhaled. My chest ached. Not because I still loved her, but because I finally let go. Not just of her. Of the pain. Of the need for closure. Of the version of myself that still needed answers. I didn't need them anymore. I already had what I was searching for.